Stranded alien fleet rescued by humans HFY story. He watched the screens with quiet attention. The ship moved slowly through the empty space, its engines whispering. Outside, the stars looked calm and distant. Jack had seen many strange things in his career. He had faced storms that tore through ships and navigated fields of broken satellites. But this mission felt different. It was not a normal exploration. It was a search for something no one had ever seen. "Captain," said Lisa Morrow, the science officer. Her voice was calm, but her eyes showed a hint of worry. "The anomaly is getting stronger." Then the signals became impossible to ignore. "What do we know?" Jack asked. Lisa took a breath. "The readings match nothing in our database. The energy is unstable. It is like a storm, but it is not made of weather. It is made of space itself. It looks like a distress signal. It is not human." The Horizon Dawn was a modern ship built for long missions. It had sensors that could scan far beyond the usual limits. Still, this sector was different. A few minutes later, the main screen filled with images. There was a ship. It was huge, bigger than anything the humans had ever seen. It was dark and broken, drifting slowly. Parts of it were torn away. Fires burned in small pockets, but they looked strange, like the fire was inside the metal. "Is that real?" asked Emma Clark, the communications officer. Her voice sounded small in the large bridge. Jack stared. "It is real." Others were still intact, but they did not move. Their lights were dim. The whole scene looked like a graveyard. Lisa's face went pale. "There are more ships." The human ship was small compared to the alien fleet. But Jack did not feel fear. He felt a strong sense of duty. "We should contact them," Jack said. Emma shook her head. "We do not even know if they can hear us. Their language is unknown." The ships look like they were torn apart by a powerful force. The damage is not from weapons. It is from the environment. The anomaly could have done this. A huge section had been ripped away. The ship's design was strange, with curved shapes and glowing lines. It looked almost organic. Jack felt a strange feeling. The ship looked like a living creature that had been hurt. "Captain," said Ethan Brooks, the tactical officer, "we are entering the danger zone." It looked like a faint, shimmering curtain of light. It moved and pulsed like a heartbeat. "Keep us steady," Jack said. "Do not let the field touch us." The ship shook. "What was that?" asked Nate Wilson, the engineer. Emma checked her console. "It was a burst of energy. It hit our shields they held." "It is trying to pull us in." The fleet was slowly being pulled deeper into the anomaly. Jack felt his stomach tighten. "They are being pulled in. But we will not leave them to die." It was silent now, like a dead giant, but Jack could see small lights inside. The lights were dim, but they were there. "Life signs," Lisa said suddenly. "I am picking up faint readings. They are weak, but they are there. We have to get them out." Jack saw the determination in their faces. He knew the answer. "Send a boarding team," he said. Nate, the engineer, looked worried. "Captain, the ship is unstable. The field is getting stronger." The shuttle moved toward the alien ship slowly, like a small insect approaching a giant. Inside the shuttle, a team of humans sat in silence. Emma, Lisa, Ethan, and 2 security officers. Their faces were tense. They did not speak. They only stared ahead. The shuttle docked with the alien ship. The docking port was damaged, but the shuttle held. The air inside the alien ship was strange. It smelled faintly like metal and something else. The lighting was dim. The walls were smooth, almost like bone. The team moved carefully. Their suits protected them from the unknown environment. "Stay close," Emma whispered. They walked down a long corridor. The walls glowed faintly like veins. The ship felt alive. Then they saw the first alien. It lay on the floor, motionless. It was tall, with long limbs and a thin body. Its skin was pale, almost translucent. Its eyes were closed. Emma stepped forward. "Hello," she said softly. "We are here to help." Some were broken, some were still breathing. The scene was horrifying. Then they heard a sound. It was a weak, muffled noise. It sounded like a breath. Emma rushed forward. She found a small room with a group of aliens huddled together. They looked frightened and weak. Their eyes opened slowly. They stared at the humans with fear. One of them, a female alien, tried to speak. The sound was strange, like a series of clicks. Emma raised her hand slowly. "We mean no harm," she said. "We are humans. We want to help." It listened to the alien speech and then tried to match it to patterns in the database. The alien looked at Lisa, then spoke again. This time the sound was clearer. Lisa's device processed the sound. It displayed a few words. "Help us, please," the device translated. The team looked at each other. Ethan whispered, "They understand us." We have to get them out. They are in the other ships. We will make room. They gathered as many aliens as they could. They helped them into the shuttle. The aliens were weak, but they did not resist. The shuttle lifted away from the alien ship. It moved toward the Horizon Dawn. The human ship waited, its engines ready, but the anomaly was not done. The field pulsed again. It hit the alien ship and then the shuttle. The shuttle shook. Ethan shouted, "We are losing power." The Horizon Dawn reached out with its tractor beam and grabbed the shuttle. The shuttle docked back with the human ship. The doors opened. The aliens stumbled out, weak and trembling. Jack stood at the airlock. He watched them carefully. He did not know what to expect. The aliens looked around. They had never seen humans before. They stared at the crew. Their eyes were wide with fear and confusion. Jack stepped forward. He did not raise his weapon. He did not show anger. He simply nodded. "We will help you," he said. The aliens looked at him. Their leader stepped forward and spoke again. The device translated, "You are not like the others." They had been attacked, they had been hunted, they had been left to die, but humans had come. Jack looked at the broken fleet outside. He knew this was only the beginning. The rescue had started, but the danger was still there. The anomaly pulsed again. The ship shook. Jack turned to his crew. "Prepare for what comes next." Captain Jack Carter stood on the bridge, watching the screens. The alien survivors were in the medical bay, being treated by the ship's doctors. They were weak, but alive. The humans had done something no one expected. They had saved strangers in the dark. Jack felt proud, but he also felt the weight of the situation. The alien fleet was still drifting inside the anomaly. The energy field was getting stronger. If the humans did not act fast, the entire fleet would be pulled into the storm. "Captain," said Lisa Morrow, "the anomaly is changing. It is not stable. We need to move the fleet." Humans had no way to pull them, but Jack had an idea. He turned to Lisa. "Can we create a path through the anomaly, a safe route?" Jack felt a strong urge to help them. He could not leave them. "Captain," Emma said, "the aliens are speaking among themselves. They seem to be deciding something." "I will try." Their leader sat in the center. He looked weak, but his eyes were sharp. He watched the humans with careful attention. Emma stepped forward slowly. She raised her hands in a peaceful gesture. The alien leader stared at her. Then he spoke. Emma listened. The device worked. The words came slowly, not perfect, but enough. The device translated, "Why are you here?" "We received your signal. We saw your fleet. We came to help." The device translated, "Your kind is strange. You came into danger without reward. You risk your lives for others." "How?" His face was full of fear and hope. He spoke again. The device translated, "If you fail, we will die. If you succeed, we will live. We will follow you." "Captain, they have defenses. Their ships may fire on us if they think we are a threat. Their systems are integrated with the ship's structure. It would take time. We need to lead them out with lights and signals." At the same time, the humans prepared for the worst. The medical team worked to stabilize the alien survivors. The security team armed themselves. The bridge crew kept watching the screens. Then the first shot fired. It came from the alien fleet. A bright beam shot out from one of the ships. It hit the Horizon Dawn's shields. The ship shook. Ethan shouted, "They fired. They think we are enemies. We need to show them we are not a threat." The Horizon Dawn moved slowly, releasing the light trail. The pulses moved forward, creating a path. The alien fleet hesitated. Then slowly one ship began to follow the trail. Jack watched with a tight jaw. "Keep going." They had made the aliens trust them enough to follow, but the anomaly did not allow easy movement. The field pushed and pulled. The path was not straight. The ships drifted off course. The humans adjusted the light trail. They moved the path slowly, guiding the fleet through safer areas. The alien fleet followed, but the danger was not over. The anomaly grew stronger. The energy field pulsed harder. The ship's shields strained. Nate Wilson, the engineer, spoke from the engineering station. "Captain, the shields are at 60%. Then we need to break the reaction. It will take power from the whole ship." They had made a small opening in the storm, but the cost was high. The ship's engines overheated. The ship's systems blinked. The shields dropped. Ethan shouted, "Shields down to 30%. They saw that the humans were not just strangers. They were protectors. As the fleet moved, the aliens began to make a sound. It was not their language. It was a kind of chant, low and soft. Emma listened. "They are singing. They might be thanking us." The humans held their breath. Then slowly the pull eased. The fleet drifted out of the anomaly. The stars outside were bright. The space was calm again. The human crew cheered softly. They did not celebrate loudly. They knew the danger was not over, but the first step was done. Jack looked at the alien fleet. The ships were still damaged, but they were alive. The survivors were safe for now. He turned to his crew. We did it. The universe was watching, and the humans had shown what they were capable of. The Horizon Dawn moved slowly through safe space. The alien fleet followed behind, like a line of giant ships being led by a small human vessel. The stars looked calm, but the crew knew the danger was not over. The alien ships were badly damaged. Many of them could not move on their own. The humans had saved a few survivors, but most of the fleet still held hundreds of injured and dying aliens inside their ships. Captain Jack Carter stood on the bridge and watched the fleet. He felt a heavy weight in his chest. The fleet was alive, but barely. They needed help, and the humans were the only ones who could offer it. We need to repair their ships, Jack said. Lisa Morrow looked up. We cannot repair all of them. We do not have enough resources. Not anymore. Jack called them on the comms. Captain Carter here, he said. We have found an alien fleet. They are alive but damaged. We need help. What do you need? Then we can do this. The drones moved toward the alien ships like bees. They carried tools and patch kits. The first alien ship to be helped was a smaller one. It had a large hole in its side. The drones worked quickly, sealing the hole with strong material. The ship's lights flickered back to life. The alien crew inside the ship looked out and saw the humans. They stared in shock. One of them spoke. The device translated, "You are fixing us." But they had something else, teamwork. Jack ordered the Aurora and Artemis to attach tow lines to the biggest ships. The Horizon Dawn would lead the way, creating a path through space. The other ships would pull from behind. The aliens watched. They did not understand at first. Then their leader spoke. The device translated, "You want to pull our ships. We will pull them out of danger." The alien ships groaned as if they were old animals being forced to walk. The anomalies' pull still tugged at them. The field tried to drag them back. The human ships pushed harder. The engines roared. The cables creaked. The aliens watched in silence. They had never seen anything like this. They had never seen a species work together so strongly for others. The humans were not only pulling the ships. They were carrying the weight of the aliens' lives. The Horizon Dawn's shields flickered. The ship's systems strained. Ethan Brooks looked worried. "Captain, the engines are overheating. We cannot lose the line." They sent signals, small lights, and gestures. They sang softly. Their voices echoed through the radio. Emma listened and smiled. "They are thanking us." The human ships were thrown back. The cables floated in space, useless. Jack felt his stomach drop. The fleet was drifting again. "Reattach the lines," Jack shouted. Claire Benson's voice came over the comms. "Captain, the lines snapped. We are too weak." The ships were being pulled back toward the anomaly. He could not let that happen. He made a decision. "Everyone listen," he said. "We are going to do something risky. We are going to use the Horizon Dawn to anchor the fleet. We will hold the line ourselves. We will do it together. But we have no other choice." The energy field hit the human ships hard. The shields dropped. Ethan shouted, "Shields down to 10%. The alien leader spoke to the humans. The device translated, "You are holding us. You are giving your lives for us." They adjusted their engines, working with the humans. They began to help. The alien fleet was no longer just being pulled. They were pushing. The humans and aliens worked together. The anomalies' pull weakened. The fleet moved forward. The humans had done the impossible. They had made the alien fleet fight with them. The energy field grew weaker. The path out of the danger zone opened wider. The Horizon Dawn and the other human ships led the fleet out. The stars returned. The safe space was near. The alien fleet was still damaged, but it was alive. The humans had saved them. The human crew cheered, but quietly. They were not celebrating yet. They knew the work was not finished. Jack looked at the alien leader on the bridge screen. The leader's eyes were filled with respect. The device translated, "You have saved us. We owe you." They created a temporary shelter in space. The aliens began to repair their ships with human help. The humans did not leave. They stayed with the aliens, offering what they could. The impossible rescue was complete, but the universe was still watching, and the humans had shown that they were not just another species. They were a force of hope. The alien fleet rested in a quiet region of space. It was far from the anomaly and far from the danger. The stars looked calm and bright like a peaceful sea. The Horizon Dawn and the other human ships stayed nearby. They had done something no one had ever done before. They had saved a whole alien fleet. The crew was tired, but they felt a deep sense of pride. Captain Jack Carter stood on the bridge. He watched the alien ships as they floated in the distance. He could see the lights of their engines as they slowly repaired themselves. The aliens worked in groups, moving between ships. Their movements were careful and calm. They had learned to trust the humans. Jack looked at his crew. They were not celebrating loudly. They were quiet, almost like they were still in the middle of the storm. But their eyes showed something else. They showed hope. "Captain," said Lisa Morrow, "the aliens are making a signal. It is a message of thanks." But this message felt like a light in the dark. He turned to his crew. "We did the right thing." The humans had never been invited to such a meeting before. They were not sure what to expect. The shuttle docked with the council ship. The airlock opened. The humans stepped inside. The interior was different from the human ships. It was smooth and curved. The walls glowed softly. The air felt warmer. The alien leader from before stood at the center. He looked older now. His eyes were full of respect. He spoke slowly. The device translated his words. "You are the first to help us without asking for anything. You are the first to show kindness." "Thank you." "What kind of gift?" "Because you showed us that you are not like the others. We will also offer you our friendship." News of the rescue spread. It traveled through star systems like a wave. It reached human colonies and alien worlds. People heard about the humans who saved a fleet. Some people were amazed. Some people were angry. Some people did not believe it. But the story grew. The humans had shown something that no one expected. They had shown that they could be more than conquerors. They could be saviors. Back on the Horizon Dawn, the crew received messages from Earth. The news was spreading fast. The people on Earth were proud. They sent congratulations and support. Jack read a message from the Space Command. "Captain Carter, your actions have changed the way the galaxy sees humanity. You have done something extraordinary." He felt like a man who did what he had to do. The alien crystal sat in the ship's lab. Lisa studied it carefully. It pulsed softly, and it seemed to respond to the humans. "It is like it is alive," Lisa said. Nate Wilson nodded. "It could change our technology. It reminds us of what we did. It reminds us of the promise we made." He thought about the moment when they first saw humans and thought they were enemies. He thought about how quickly that changed. He realized something. Humans were not just survivors. Humans were a force for good. Humans could change the galaxy not through power but through compassion. He looked at his crew. They were tired, but they were strong. They had done something that would be remembered for generations. Jack spoke quietly. "We are not alone in this universe." It was a goodbye, but also a promise. Jack looked at the stars and felt hope. The universe was wide and dangerous, but it was also full of life. It was full of chances, and humanity had shown what it could do. They had saved a fleet. They had made new friends. They had earned a place in the stars, and the echoes of their actions would travel across the galaxy for a long time.